go as well. I'm going to teach you today 7 steps to creating that amazing product. Whether it's a web product, a mobile product. In my space, it's going to be a mobile product, a mobile app. And the 7 steps to success is your audience. You got to identify who is your product for. Who is your audience? Who's going to use that product? You have to identify who is your sponsor. How are you going to get money? Are you going to build it yourself? Are you going to use a web development company? Call to action. What is your product supposed to do? How is it going to engage all the different users? If we're talking about the mobile app, for example. How are they going to use the mobile app? Number 4 is your budget and return on investment. You've invested all that money in developing the app. How are you going to get that money back? How much money do you have in advance? What is your budget? Number 5 is you have to identify 3 key features for your product, for your mobile application, for example. Then you want to identify who are your competitors and what is your differentiator. How are you different than the other competitors in the market? And the last point is go-to-market plan. How are you going to deliver that fabulous product to the market? So let's talk about an example. It's an example that I've been introduced to based on a local company approaching me to manage a particular product in social networks. And what they wanted to do is they wanted to bring a very old technology, they use web technology, into HTML5 and into the apps world. So we talk about an iPhone app, for example. And that particular product that I was examining is called Grindr. For those of you who are smiling in the audience, you must know that Grindr, there's 2 apps. There's Grindr, there's Blender. Grindr is for the gay community to find sex. Blender is for the straight community to find sex. That's a very interesting concept, and that's a very valid app to make. Which one do you want? Grindr or Blender? It's all good. We're all good. This is Vancouver, right? So the audience would be, if you want to create such a similar app, young and bored males and females in this area, in Greater Vancouver. The sponsor would be, for example, that local company with a very old technology wanting to bring something similar to the market. The call to action in such an app, and I'll explain to you a little bit about the app, it's based on proximity. So I'm right now downtown Vancouver. I'm opening the app, and there's 100 guys within 200 meters from me, or maybe from a few meters from me, wanted to engage in some sort of an intimate encounter. And they're very blunt about it, especially in the gay community. What they do is they ask for photos, very specific photos. They want a very specific description as to who is going to meet their mate for the night or for the day. And so the call to action would be for those individuals to have a way to flirt with each other and to exchange those messages, and the call to action would be, let's meet, to have that encounter. 3 key features. We said that that app is going to be location-based because we have to allow GPS permission to happen. So the first time that you're going to open the app, it's going to ask you, would you like to allow GPS permission? Because I need to know your exact location so that I can tell you that a few meters from you, there's interesting guys and girls. Location-based. Number 2 is, you want to be able to send and receive photos, maybe videos, chat messages. Why? Because visuals, it's all they have. It's all about the visuals. How do you look, baby? Am I going to be attracted to you? I don't know. I'm very ugly. I don't know if you're going to be attracted to me. So I have to send you a photo to convince you how beautiful I am, and maybe you're going to send me a video to convince me how powerful you are. And then we're going to chat. The 3rd thing that we're going to have to do with this app is send notifications. I don't know if you guys know a lot about iPhone development, but when you use the iPhone application, the phone itself, there's an ability to send notifications. So even if you don't open the app, and say somebody has messaged me and said, oh my gosh, I really want to meet you, or another person, or I've got a notification where somebody has viewed my profile, we all want that attention. So if you give the users of the app that attention through notifications that are popping on their screen of their phone, same as text message, same as an email, you get them back to the app. And that's a way to engage those users in your app. So third key feature would be phone notifications. Budget and return of investment. Before you can commit to any timeline, doing product management for a few years now, you want to be able to elicit the requirements, those requirements that we spoke about in the previous slide. And after you elicit those requirements, you kind of know what it takes to build that app. You know what's going to be the time frame, and you kind of know what's going to be the budget for that. Then you ask the company what is their budget, and in this particular case, they said it was $20,000 for 2 months of development. And then the return of investment was for them to sell advertisement. In that particular company, what they do is they also sell virtual currency. So if you guys are familiar with mobile games, what they do is they allow people to play different games. For example, Farmville. That's a mobile game where you can buy virtual currency. You can buy 5 cows and 2 sheep and 3 giraffes. And so you buy that virtual currency, you pay whatever, $8 a month, and so you get the cows, the giraffes, and the sheep. And that's how you can play with each other. So that can be a good strategy for return of investment, because if you can get those subscriptions to pay $7 a month, and if you can get advertisers to say $10,000 a month, you basically covered your costs within 2 months. Now let's look at the competitors. I think that the mobile space and the social network space is very fascinating, because if you look at the 3 main competitors, you've got Facebook, you've got Match, Plenty of Fish, and all those dating websites, and then you've got other mobile game sites that I've mentioned. And what's interesting is the difference, yet the similarity between those entities. Facebook, you most likely are going to meet the person offline in order to bring them online. Because Facebook logo is, you want to connect with your friends and your family. So people that you know offline before you can bring them to the online space. So offline to online. When you look at the Match and the Plenty of Fish and all those dating websites, you most likely are going to meet the person online. That's where you're meeting those new people. And when you meet the person online, very fast, those guys and those girls, they want to get you offline because they want to meet you. There's another space where you can play those mobile games and you can flirt completely online. So the possibilities are enormous. You can make so much money with those apps because you can be that anonymous avatar, flirting, playing those mobile games, and never being caught, never being actually in real life to what they are. So 3 spaces. Go to market plan. You want to have your app with an easy adoption. What's an easy adoption? It means that they start using it right away. And how do they start using it? Well, they have to build a profile. Writing down a profile, it's too much work. What you want to do is you want to grab their existing profile, say from LinkedIn or from Facebook, or from other social sites, and so they can log in using those social sites with 1 click. If you guys are familiar with Facebook Connect, for example, that's a technology allowing you to log into apps using your Facebook credentials. And then what you do is you also create easy way to find users that are using the same app. So for example, if I can scan all of your friends on Facebook, scan all of your connections in LinkedIn, scan your phone contacts, and then present you the ones that have already registered with my app, I can show you immediately people around you that you may know that are using the app. So adopting the app is very easy. The second thing that you want to do is you want to use channels like YouTube to make viral videos. A very smart and fast and entertaining 2-minute video to explain what your app is all about. And you want to make the app the coolest thing ever. You want to make the app so much fun that everybody's using it, everybody's on the app, and you have to get that app yourself because everybody's on there. The third thing that you want to do is you want to use App Store distribution. So if you are going to develop a native app, for example an iPhone app, you can use the App Store. So today, we've learned about several simple steps to success. What will be a successful product? If you know your audience, if you know your sponsor, if you can find that call to action, if you know what is your budget and how you're going to get the return of investment, 3 key features to your product, competitors and your differentiator, and then go to market plan. If you need more information, come speak to me. Thank you.